Back here again with another one. I'm not going to do a long introduction because I know I hate listening to them, so I'm sure y'all do too. I'm going to be talking about getting into real estate, the challenges, the fails, the hardships, and then also the rewards of it. So for me, it took me a while to actually get somewhere when it comes to real estate. At first, I tried to do, the traditional wholesale transaction, find off market properties either by driving for dollars, pulling lists, even looking on market. And it just wasn't working for me. I was in and out of markets. I was inconsistent with my market. And I just also didn't know what I needed to sound like on the phone as far as confidence and embodying that confidence, right? So I wasn't able to get a deal for a while. It actually, guys, it took me about like over 9 months to get a deal, believe it or not. I got my first deal in December. We got under contract in November, but it didn't close until December of 2022. So that was amazing for me. And after that, things have just sprouted from there. I think I've done 4 deals so far, which isn't really a lot, but I'm very happy, where I'm at, just given my own personal journey and my own progress and how much I've had to transition mentally into the business, because it's not a business that everyone is innately just able to adapt to, right? I mean, there's a lot of personality traits that didn't or doesn't really align with my actual personality due to trauma. For an example, wholesaling is sales. Like, simply put, wholesaling is sales. So if you are in, the insurance industry or the car industry, you do have an advantage over newbies, people that are brand new and just, is just used to working a normal job, a normal 9 to 5, like fucking Amazon or Target, Walmart, your average just like warehouse worker, right? Like, that's not something that you can just master by jumping into, especially if you weren't predisposed to sales, right? Like, I know nothing about sales. Well, I do now, but I knew nothing about sales. And just like the thought of sales, of your sales guy, was so scary to me, and it still is. But I realized that it's something that you do have to learn and acquire as far as skills. So I understand that for me, my personality is a personality where I've been used to people pleasing. I'm a super nice person. I have a genuine, deep understanding of people and behavior. And I also have ADHD. I also struggle with ADHD. I struggle with social anxiety. So obviously, social anxiety and ADHD probably isn't the best quality or qualities to have if you have to go into a sales job. And I'm introverted on top of that. All of those 3 personality traits probably aren't your ideal salesman. However, I've done enough work to where, like, I know that I have to make it work. And it just comes with time, practicing, and getting over those fears. It gets to a point where you have to be able to ask yourself, is it more uncomfortable to not pursue this thing because of the discomfort that it causes me when I am pursuing it? Or is it more uncomfortable to pursue it and fail maybe and feel bad about myself for what, like maybe an hour? And that's kind of the mindset that I've given myself, right? I've had to really, really figure out, what do I want to do and why do I want to do it? And the why was what kept me going, right? I mean, usually if people don't get their first deal after 3 months, they'll quit, but not me. And I didn't quit because I have this hustling energy within me, right? Especially because I was working a 9 to 5 and I hated it. I worked at the airport. I hated it. I hated trading my time for money, and I hated just making little money. I'm not making a ton of money right now, and a ton of money to me is like making a minimum of 30 grand a month. Like, I'm not there yet, but I will be there soon. And it's crazy because 30 grand a month used to seem like outrageous to me. And now it's like, when you grow in business, your mentality changes towards money. 10,000 is not a lot to you if you're a person that hasn't made 10,000 in their life like within a month. And again, like I'm 22 years old and I'm trying to get into this business. My goal in this business is not to have a wholesaling company that's going to be my main and top priority. To be honest, I don't want to just wholesale. I want to buy and hold, right? But I have to build the capital in order to do so. That's pretty much what I'm doing. I want to buy and hold. I want to fix and flip luxury houses, and that's my goal. I want to own multifamily. I want to have that cash flow coming in, but you know, you do have to have a certain amount of money to be able to comfortably start, and that's what I'm trying to do here. Once I hit a certain amount, I'm going to venture off. I'm gonna have someone that will take the place of what I'm doing to create the income that I've already created so far, and then transition into other avenues of real estate, right? Like creative finance, buying and holding, like Airbnb, fixing and flipping. And you know, I still have to start out with like the average fix and flip. I can't even jump into luxury flipping because I still have to like fix and flip, partner up with a cash buyer that I've built a relationship with from wholesaling, you know, with them, or just asking them like, hey, can I partner with you instead of charging you a wholesale fee? That is fully my plan. Honestly, I don't have this instinct to, oh, like I want to take over real estate. I want to be the top guy in real estate. I don't have that passion. I have other passions, and I know in order to pursue that passion or to get better at that passion or to live in that awe of that passion is to have money and the freedom to do so. So real estate is my way to provide the life that I want to live. I want to live a life of adventure, of travel. I want to get my neuroscience degree. Like I want to get a degree in neuroscience, not because I want to be a neuroscientist, but I just want to have the qualification. Is it wise right now if I don't really have the money to go in debt just to learn something, if I'm not going to actually take it as my career? That's something that I want to do for fun just because that's something that I want to experience in my life. Real estate is the way to provide me the kind of lifestyle that I want to live. I just want to live in the forest with my two dogs, my two huskies. I don't have the second one yet. I just have one, but I want to get two. And I want to just be at peace. And I also just, the reason why I'm doing this is not because I have some sort of like agenda to, like I said, take over real estate and be the top dog in real estate. That's not my passion to like be the top dog and that. It's more so of like I want to show myself what I can do, you know, and I just want to be happy. I think we're all doing this to be happy. If you have an instinct to, oh, I want to be the top dog in real estate and that's what's going to make you happy, then go for it. But that's not the one thing that will make me happy. I'm realizing that I don't need too much to be happy, right? But anyway, I'm kind of going off topic here. I want to stay on topic. I just wasn't consistent in what I was doing. I wasn't keeping track of it. I didn't even have a CRM, and if I did have a CRM, I wasn't on top of it. And I just wasn't networking with like the correct people or just networking enough. And you know, that's a part of my introvertness. Um, you know, because like I really just don't have the energy to talk to a lot of people. I'd rather just be to myself. And it's not because like, oh, I'm depressed, I don't want to. It's just energetically, I don't feel the need to. I don't feel like I need people around me to be happy, right? Like, don't get me wrong, I feel great when I have great conversations with people. I really, really do. But I feel so much more at peace when it's just me, myself, and I. Literally just me in nature. That's all that makes me happy. It's like just being in nature, being with my dog, eating great food, in the sunshine. That's all that I care about. Learning about the brain. It doesn't take much for me. And we have one life here. Nothing is that serious. As long as you're happy and you're giving back to the world using the gifts that you have, the great traits that you have, that's all that matters. I mean, what else are we all doing this for? Why are people going to work? Why are people pursuing their dreams? Why do people do the things that they do every single day? It's because everyone wants to be happy, right? Everybody wants to be happy. And what makes me happy is this most simplest shit. But anyway, back to like the failures that I went through. I remember I had like 10 properties under contract in November. 10. It was actually like from September to November. I partnered up with Chris Gallagher and Richard Taylor, my guys, my buddies. They've been with me from the start. They have a successful business going on as far as wholesaling real estate, and I look up to them entirely. They're great, amazing people. And, you know, they gave me a method that worked for my personality, and I pursued it. I took it seriously. And without that method, I don't know if I would have had my first deal, right? So I'm trying to make it work, right? During this time, I'm trying to make it work. I'm making offers every single day, but I'm also working another job, not being super consistent. I'm going from market to market to market because I'm so desperate for a deal, and I just felt like, oh well, if I hit every single market, then that means that I have more of a chance to get a deal. But it's really not. It doesn't work like that, right? So it took a lot for me to get my first deal, and I think that really built my strength. And I kind of proved to myself, like, girl, you don't give up. Like, you do not give up. And that's what I needed. I needed to prove to myself, I'm not going to give up when things get hard. I'm not going to give up when things get hard. And I didn't. Like I said, I had like 10 properties under contract. I was in the Tennessee, the Texas, the Florida, the Georgia market. And the hedge funds that we were working with, they just kept switching up their criteria because of the market shift. And it just left me feeling like shit. I would get angry. I would feel like, bro, like, fuck it. Like, maybe I should just quit. Like, this isn't working. Maybe I should start doing stocks or like something else. And I just stuck with it. I was like, no, bro. Like, I know that this can happen for me. Other people are doing it. Why can't I? I'm a very smart woman, and I am determined. And I know that, if I raise my level of consciousness enough, then I can do it. And I did it. And yeah, I would say like the challenges that I went through were just mostly like being patient, being able to be consistent, and also listening to people that are where I want to be. I didn't listen for a while. I would change little things that I think would help me, and it didn't work. Being consistent was just something that I really struggled with. But all in all, I'm really glad that I didn't give up. I got through it. You can too. It's going to take a lot of energy, consistency, and you're going to have to be uncomfortable. But I made discomfort my best friend because I know on the other side of it is the reality that I want to live. You know what I mean? So it kind of becomes addicting. Like, okay, the more uncomfortable that I become, that means the faster I'm going to grow. And that's just how I started to look at things. That's how I started to perceive situations that I was terribly afraid of. And it's made all the difference. So, yeah, I mean, guys, if you want to get into real estate, you can do it. It's honestly not hard. And if you care about personal development, it's going to force you to become a better person inevitably. So there really is no loss because you're going to win regardless. Whether it's like, oh, well, real estate just wasn't something that I stuck with, but I learned this other aspect of myself that I wasn't able to discover and wasn't able to unlock without pursuing this. Like, nothing is ever a mistake. Don't underestimate your subconscious because it's very, very fully aware and is susceptible to new information and making do with that information to protect you and potentially make you happy. So, anyway, guys, that's all I have for today, and I'll see you on the next video.